Hey everybody, Mike Slifer here in the First Alert Forecast Center, and we are bringing you another First Alert Weather Extra to talk a bit about our First Alert Weather Day tomorrow. That's right, snow in the forecast, and then a mix, and then some rain. We'll talk a bit about the timing, the totals, the impacts, and let you know when you can expect the coldest air that we have seen so far this season. We'll start things off with a quick overview of tomorrow's event. So tomorrow morning, we'll start to see the snow develop, and we transition to a wintry mix and eventually rain throughout the day, and it continues through tomorrow evening. And we're expecting that most of the state will see that transition happen pretty quickly. So while it is initially snow, rain is going to be the most common precip that we see across Connecticut tomorrow. This will certainly impact travel in the morning, slick spots in the evening. For the evening commute, we're talking about ponding on the roadways and poor visibility. Measurable snow is most likely in the northwestern hills of the state. So let's start things off with a look at what's going on right now with First Alert Live Radar. Now, this is your reminder. You can download the free First Alert Weather app to get a look at the interactive radar. You can always see this radar loop also on there and track anything that does develop. So right now we have nothing to show you, and that's because, well, it's still dry. Clouds have been streaming in as our storm system continues to take shape here in the central part of the country. So we see snow on the northern extent of this through Indiana, Illinois, into Ohio, and then we see some rain on the southern end of this from Kentucky through Tennessee and down into Alabama, Georgia. And all of this is going to basically be associated with that storm system that's headed in our direction. So we'll start things off with the live look in our ICAM here in Mystic. Certainly looking fairly festive. It would maybe look a little more festive with some of those flakes flying. Here's a live look in our ICAM in Old Saybrook. We can still pick out some of the stars, so the clouds aren't all that thick just yet. We're talking cirrus clouds, high-level clouds. Here's our ICAM view right now in New Haven overlooking the green. 30 degrees right now, wind out of the north-northeast at 5 miles per hour. We'll take you live to Middletown, overlooking Route 9, and a little bit farther, of course, the Connecticut River. So, pretty quiet. We'll take you to the capital city now, Hartford, 30 degrees, wind is calm. And how about we finish off with a live look in Torrington? Torrington may be a little more interesting because it's Litchfield County that has the best chance at actually seeing that measurable snowfall tomorrow. But, of course, there's nothing to chat about right now. This will all look very different in about 8 hours or so. So expect some big changes on the way. Not really overnight, but by dawn tomorrow and then throughout the day tomorrow too. Temperatures are between 25 and 30 degrees across almost all of Connecticut right now. In other words, there's plenty of cold air currently. We're down about anywhere from 12 to 17 degrees compared to yesterday at this point in time. So it's certainly a colder evening out there. It has been a colder evening, and it is still definitely cold out now. Things will change, though, as we head closer to dawn tomorrow. Note the temperature trend here, dipping down into the mid-20s at 1 o'clock in the morning, but we start to see temperatures rise early on tomorrow. And that is indicative of how the entire day is going to go. As you step out the door, we certainly recommend a jacket. You'll want to have a snow shovel on hand in parts of the state and an umbrella on hand everywhere. And now it's time to take you through our planner here, hour by hour. 8 a.m. at the shoreline, it's already raining. Look at that temperature spread between inland Connecticut and the shoreline. We see this mix ongoing, snow to mix, especially away from the 95 corridor, until we see rain statewide, especially as we get into the later part of the day tomorrow. We'll show you that here on First Alert Futurecast. 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, snow showers are moving through the state. And then as we get a little bit later into the morning here, we start to see more of those pinks popping up. This is our timing for some wintry mix. And then also the flip to rain. So it takes a little time. We need to get that warmer air to actually work its way into Connecticut, and that will help that flip over to rain. Here's noon tomorrow, raining almost everywhere across the state, and we do expect rain perhaps even all the way up into the highest elevations of northwestern Connecticut. Look at this, 5 o'clock tomorrow evening during the evening commute, it is going to be pouring outside. We're talking moderate to heavy periods of rain. So certainly some ponding on the roadways and visibility issues. As this storm system moves on out, we could wrap in just enough cold air to briefly flip things back to snow. But we're not entirely sure just yet that will really have much of an impact. Don't be surprised if you see a few flakes fly tomorrow night. But again, it looks like the bulk of the snow will be early on in the day. 2 to 5 inches through Heartland and into Granby, maybe parts of Canton, Avon, Simsbury. Otherwise, the 2 to 5 inches is really going to be across Litchfield County, especially northern Litchfield County. 2 inches of wet, heavy snow in the lower elevations, closer to 5 inches across some of the highest peaks. Outside of that, we're looking at a coating to 2 inches, basically either side of the 84 corridor. So don't expect to see much deviation from this, and then into northern sections, even in Middlesex County, and throughout the quiet corner too. Again, very slushy accumulation before it all gets washed away by the rain. Shoreline, nothing. It's rain. It will be rain the entire time. Perhaps you're a skier and you're a little more enthusiastic about what's happening away from Connecticut. You have reason to be, good reason to be. 6 to 10 inches expected through parts of western Maine, southwestern Maine especially, into the foothills. And then we have, say, central and southern New Hampshire into southern Vermont and parts of central Massachusetts. So this is great for some of those northern ski areas to get a little bit of natural snow on top of the base that they've already built up. Temperatures on Wednesday locally behind that front will be in the, we'll say 35 to 40 degree range or so. Seasonably cool for this time of year, certainly, but a brighter day overall, and it actually looks pretty decent if you wanted to maybe, I don't know, get some yard work done or just spend some time outdoors. We do expect high pressure to be fleeting on Wednesday, and we'll have our eyes on another front that'll be dropping out of Canada. That one more closely associated with some Arctic air, and this crosses on Thursday. So not only will this make us breezy Thursday, but it also means we have the chance for some isolated snow showers. We don't expect much of an impact. High pressure builds in pretty quickly behind that front Thursday. As the wind relaxes and the sky becomes clear, temperatures are going to drop quickly Thursday night, leading to the coldest day that we have seen in 9 months, over 9 months. That's right, Friday is a first alert weather day. Temperatures will be below freezing the entirety of the day. We're talking single digits in the morning, highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s in the afternoon. This is the coldest air since March. March 2nd for the Hartford area is the last time we had a high temperature below freezing. On the First Alert 7-day forecast, there's that snow to mix to rain tomorrow. 36 on Wednesday, 37 on Thursday. Maybe some snow showers, a bit breezy. Cold out there on Friday. Now, Saturday, we've been giving you the first alert that rain or snow could be possible. That's actually looking maybe a little less likely now. By Sunday, plenty of sunshine. Cold again into Monday next week. Even along the shoreline, we're only in the lower 40s in the next few days. 32 on Friday, 39 Saturday, up to 41 Sunday. Back down to 33 on Monday. Now, the 8 to 14 day outlook does favor things being a bit wetter than normal. In other words, the pattern really looks like it's going to remain active, which isn't a huge surprise. We've had a lot of these, we'll call them low impact storm systems roll through. Light rain events. Tomorrow is a snow to rain event. So certainly some impact there, but the overall theme has been to bring these events through that don't really have too big of an impact. Certainly no blockbuster storms lately. The bigger story, perhaps more notable, is in the December 9th through 15th timeframe, the same timeframe we were just looking at. Temperatures likely remain a bit below normal. That's indicated by the shades of blue here. Now, we don't know how much below normal, but it's just a higher likelihood that the colder weather is going to stick around. So if you don't like the cold, well, it is here at least for the next couple of weeks. Looking at what a typical December should be, normal high at the beginning of the month is 45. By the end of the month, it's 37. And those low temperatures perhaps telling even a bigger story here, with the low going from 29 to 21. So typically as we get closer to the end of December, we start to mix in more cold days. Not only that, but we can always see snow in the month of December. We average 10.1 inches for the Hartford area, the liquid equivalent of about 4.8 inches of rain. So is this a guarantee that we'll see snow? No. Do our odds increase significantly? Yes. So we'll be watching very closely to see how things sort of shake out here. When it comes to the extremes, 76 is the record for the month, set back in 1998, December 7th, 1998. The record low, 18 below zero, set all the way back in 1917. That is a long-standing record and likely one that many are okay with keeping. When it comes to the wettest December, that was back in 1969 with 8.36 inches of rainfall, or the liquid equivalent of anything frozen. The snowiest December, 1945, we picked up 45.3 inches of snow. Not quite what we would typically see in a season, but not too far off. So certainly doesn't look like we are on track to challenge that, considering that we have one snow chance over the next 7 days, and it's going to be tomorrow when the snow mixes and eventually turns over to rain. So here's another look at the First Alert 7-day forecast. We will have much more coming up on the Wax in 20 minutes, and you can join Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 11. We do have some extra coverage tomorrow. We'll be starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. And be sure, however you get your news from us, whether it's through streaming or on TV or our website, be sure to download the free First Alert Weather app, because that will be a very great and helpful tool to have in your tool belt tomorrow. Just something to keep your eyes on as the radar fills in, going eventually again from snow to mix to rain. So we, again, will be on the Wax in 20 minutes at 10 o'clock. We hope you'll join us there. And if not, have a great night and stay dry tomorrow.